Busta Rhymes spoke his mind. Big report coming, but first...
Show in front of human life. Yeah, in the last 15 fucking months. COVID can suck a dick. We outside. All these little weird ass government policies and mandates suck a dick. They're trying to take our civil liberties away. Feels good to be back outside. We outside for real. It's called the God-given right of freedom, right? No human being is supposed to tell you can't even breathe freely. Fuck your mask. I'm a fan. Some of y'all might feel differently, but fuck your mask. I can't rhyme to you with a mask on. You can't eat food with a fucking mask on. You can't even see each other smile with a mask on. All of that energy gets blocked when your mask is on. Energy is important. When you're all conductors of fucking good energy. You also gotta be clear when a motherfucker trying to give you bad energy. You can tell from only the expression on their face. I want to see your face. Fuck your mask.
This perspective that Busta Rhymes has is getting deleted, censored, and taken off of the internet at rapid speed by social media. And considering that they control most of the public speaking sphere, I think it should be illegal how much they're censoring. And I have an opinion about what he said, but first I have a big report. The word enslave, by dictionary definition, means to make someone a slave or to cause someone to lose their freedom of choice or action. So keep this in mind when they tell you that you're losing your freedom, you're losing your choice of action, and that's activism. Just remember what the word enslave actually means. Unvaccinated NFL players will have a much more difficult season under new rules. Players can still choose to not get vaccinated, but they're not free from consequences. They're not free at all. Take a look. Vaccinated players will not be required to submit daily COVID-19 testing. Unvaccinated players will be tested daily. Vaccinated players will not be required to wear masks at team facilities or during travel. Unvaccinated players will have to wear masks at facilities and while traveling. Vaccinated players will not need to quarantine after being exposed to COVID-19. Unvaccinated players will need to self-quarantine following exposure. Vaccinated players, no travel restrictions or limits on movement. Unvaccinated players will remain under same travel restrictions as the 2020 season. Vaccinated players, weight room activities will be unrestricted for players who are fully vaccinated. If you're unvaccinated, will be required to limit their weight room numbers to 15 individuals. Vaccinated players may use team cafeteria with no restrictions. Unvaccinated must socially distance during meals, not allowed to eat with teammates. Vaccinated players, no limits on social media marketing or promotional opportunities. If you're unvaccinated, you will not be allowed to even have social media marketing or promotion opportunities. Vaccinated players may use team steam rooms and sauna as normal. Unvaccinated are not permitted to use the steam room or sauna. And last but not least, vaccinated players may eat with vaccinated family members and friends during travel, and unvaccinated required to stay in team hotel for meals, may not eat in restaurants, cannot interact with non-team members during travel. The decision by the NFL and the NFL Players Association comes after team attempts to motivate more players to get vaccinated failed to make an impact. So now instead of trying to motivate you, they are pretty much threatening, harassing you, and turning you into a slave, prisoner, and second-tier slave citizen for choosing to opt out of the COVID-19 vaccination. Literally, you're not free anymore. You are not a sovereign individual. You don't have the liberty and freedom that made America great. They're treating people like slaves. Busta Rhymes gets it. I'm sure a lot of people get it and they're afraid to say something because they don't want to lose their money or social media account. But this is not normal. I know they try to smear me and lie about anybody who actually has a brain, but I'm not an anti-vaxxer. If you want to get a vaccine, if you want to get all the vaccines, if you want the COVID, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, I don't care what you do with yourself. It's not up to me how you take care of yourself. For instance, a lot of America doesn't physically take care of themselves. Most of the COVID hospitalizations were obesity. Most of the deaths were in massively obese countries. That seems to be a trend. And millions upon millions die every year during the world from obesity and diseases and illnesses caused by obesity. Carrying around that much weight on your body, whether it's 50 extra pounds, 100 extra pounds, it's just not healthy for your body. That's not fat shaming. It's not being mean or rude. It's why you should be allowed to inspire people to get healthier. If this is truly about public health, that's what it should be all about. But anybody with a brain knows that it's not. Look at Pinterest recently became the first major social media platform to ban weight loss ads. They care so much about your health, they're not allowing you to promote weight loss, which will allow a healthier life. And they're closing down gyms. Oh yeah, that's really healthy for society. Close down gyms, lock down elderly people. Do you understand that elderly people, a lot of the healthy ones have a schedule, they move, they work out, they go for walks, and when they're not allowed to do that anymore, it wears down on their body. Just to show you how little these sports leagues actually care about your health, LeBron James properly predicted that a lot of players would be hurt this year because of lack of rest between the two COVID protocol seasons, and I've never seen more star basketball basketball players get hurt than this year. So they have all these crazy protocols. They're treating players like slaves, animals, and peasants. People are getting hurt left and right, but don't worry, they're protecting you from a coronavirus. But I guess they don't care about your knee, your ACL, your ankle, or the future of your NBA career. That just shows when they micromanage and try to play big government daddy, they always do too much damage. That's why in America we're supposed to have the sovereignty and liberty. They are, in my perspective, enslaving us and trying to distract people with Black Lives Matter type protests so all of the black activists don't realize that it's actually the liberals and Democrats who are complicit the most in taking away their freedom and liberty and turning them into second-tier serf-like citizens who can't even travel, eat with their family, use a sauna, or act like they're a human being with sovereign rights.
There are many whites who are trying to solve the problem, but you never see them going under the label of liberals. That white person that you see calling himself a liberal is the most dangerous thing in the entire Western Hemisphere. He's the most deceitful.
Today, you could point to a large number of Negro leaders who have consistently betrayed Negroes in a whole host of areas.
They aren't really Negro leaders. These are puppets that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. These are parrots that have been put in front of the Negro community by white liberals. You can't name me a Negro leader who has betrayed Negroes, who has not been endorsed, sanctioned, subsidized, and supported by the white liberals.
Now, regardless of the food, the medication, the vaccine, I just believe it's completely preposterous to force somebody to take something or to threaten them, hold them for ransom, kick them out of school, kick them out of their job, or treat them like a slave for not getting it. I think that's insane regardless. But here's something that they're not telling people, and they're trying to cover up and lie about me, libel me in the press, and do crazy stuff because for some reason they don't want people to know the truth. And if you search on Google, it's rigged in a way that it tries to mislead you and run you in circles around the truth. Common questions on Google are the COVID-19 vaccines approved by the FDA? Millions of people in the United States have received COVID-19 vaccines since they were authorized for emergency use by the FDA. These vaccines have undergone and will continue to undergo the most intensive safety monitoring in U.S. history. They tell you it was emergency authorized, but they kind of brush around the blunt answer to that question. And in order to get the blunt answer to that question, you just have to go to the FDA fact sheet website. Just search fact sheet FDA for the Moderna, Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson, and right on there it says there is no U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved vaccine to prevent COVID-19. It's not FDA approved. They just don't want to tell people that. And then if you do actually report the truth, they try to ban, censor, smear you as a conspiracy theorist or vaccine hesitant, when in reality, you're just accurately reporting the facts on the FDA fact sheet. These people have gone full-blown insane. And people like Brett Weinstein have been banned, censored, and they're getting demonetized across social media for talking about alternative medicines. And I'm not a doctor. I don't talk about alternative medicines because, to be quite honest, I don't know that much and I'm not qualified to do so. But I am qualified to go to the FDA website, and it says emergency use authorization for vaccines explained. Under the emergency use authorization, the FDA may allow for unapproved medical products or unapproved uses of approved medical products in an emergency to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions when certain statutory criteria have been met, including that there are no adequate, approved, and available alternatives. So I'm not saying this is the reason, but in my perspective, as a First Amendment using citizen, I think the reason they're going completely psychotic around anybody who talks about anything else is because by definition, these not yet FDA approved emergency use authorized vaccines would have a lot more trouble being emergency use authorized if people can prove what it says right here, that there were adequate, approved, or available alternatives. And as much as they want to act like there's nobody profiting, there's been 9 new pharma billionaires. The tech elites and the billionaire class are getting way more wealthy. Trillions of dollars are being lost by the working class, which includes Gen Z and women, among the highest of the ranks. If you own a weight loss facility, you were deemed illegal for a year, and in some countries it's still illegal to open your business. So if you run a health facility to get people to work out, you're not even allowed to open. They're basically forcing you to lose money and lose service, as companies that they're backing and they're funding and they're partnered with are making billions of dollars, as they're trying to act like there's no correlation between obesity and deaths by COVID and obesity and in general just unhealthy lifestyle, as they ban people from running weight loss ads. What are they, destroying the fitness industry? You can't run a gym, you can't run fitness ads on Pinterest. They're trying to kill actual health. And like Busta Rhymes said, it's not good for your mental health, it's not good for your spiritual health. Of course they've affected and effectively ruined the mental health and the psychological health of billions of humans on this planet.
The CDC says, hey, you can relax, but when I go out, I still rock a mask, cause I don't wanna be mistaken for a Trump supporter.
by shoving them inside, taking away from their job, their purpose, their gym, their sport. This is evil what these people are doing. This is sick. This is disgusting. There is absolutely a negative consequence to the physical health, the mental health, the spiritual health, and the psychological health of billions of people on planet Earth. And not only do they not want to tell you that, but they want to censor, cover up, silence, smear, take things away from, defund, and treat anybody who knows this like a slave, a prisoner, or a second-tier serf citizen for speaking the truth.
They're trying to take our civil liberties away.
Do people not get it yet? Why do you think they're allowing you all this BS fake racial activism? It's because it's leading you towards the political party who are taking away your right to free speech, your Second Amendment right to bear arms, and most importantly, your sovereign right as a human being to go to concerts, to go to the supermarket, to go to a gym, to travel, to use a sauna. Do people really not get it yet? Busta Rhymes does. In France and in even liberal parts of the US, they're talking about curfews, curfews, curfews. Well, you're not a child, so curfews are for children by their parents. Since you guys are adults, it means the government's your daddy and you're not a free boy anymore. Daddy government runs your whole life, exploits you, and tells you that you're a danger to society if you're actually healthy, kind, peaceful, and understanding that locking people down, quarantining people, if they choose not to get the, as I speak, non-FDA approved emergency use authorized vaccine, that by the way, Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson have no liability for. They have a sweetheart deal with the government, so they're protected and immune from liability from side effects. And the NIH, the National Institute of Health, which Fauci works for, actually has joint ownership over the Moderna patent. Oh yeah, but you can't talk about that. I don't care what they do. I don't care how much money they make. I don't care how many people want to take their product. That's all good in my book, but when you treat me like a slave and a prisoner for the crime of wanting to go to a gym or choosing to opt out of one of many pharmacy products, which by the way, whether it's Johnson & Johnson, whether it's Pfizer, it's not like I don't have a Google search that I could see that they've had court issues where even Reuters, the mainstream source, says that Johnson & Johnson knew that asbestos lurked in their baby powder. Pfizer settled out in court for multiple things. I mean, this is mainstream knowledge. I'm not saying that this is happening now, but you're gonna force this into me while you give me warnings for side effects that they don't have liability for, and you're gonna treat grown athlete men like slaves if they choose not to, like Cole Beasley? What a sick, twisted society. And I hope people wake up soon, because the only reason that the United States of America is more open than, let's say, Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, is because of our conservative patriotic culture. I'm not saying Republicans are perfect. Trust me, I don't think so. In fact, I think a lot of the party's completely fraudulent and fake, but it's the conservative patriot culture in America, and that political party specifically, that is the only reason that we're open. If liberals and Democrats, these fake PSYOP, Black Lives Matter shouting, lockdown artists, controlled society, and there were no conservatives, we would still probably be locked down. Who do you think opened earlier? It was South Dakota, Florida, Texas. And once the data didn't match the fear-mongering of the psychotic left, they looked stupid for not opening, and they were losing business and losing service. So it was conservatives and Republicans who allow you to even be free right now. That's why the media acts like they're the worst people in the country. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they're trying to turn you against the only group of people and the only spirit and energy, the American spirit, that freedom spirit, that is the only reason that we have not been reduced to an imprisoned slave population like most of the rest of the free world. So think about this stuff, folks. Share it, and feel free to copy this video and post it. I really don't care, because every time I post a video, I never know what these psychos are going to do at the social media companies. They know I'm not lying. They know I stick to the facts. They know I'm real. They know that what they're doing is wrong, but they become authoritarians and act like communist dictators when someone refutes their Orwellian Black Mirror power grab. Thank you for watching. God bless you. And if you like my videos, I have these God bless beanies. They're dope. They fit nice. I got this God is Great shirt. They're actually t-shirts, but I cut them off because I like to work out. I have patreon.com/raretalk. I am crowdfunded, and that's the reason I'm able to tell the truth and keep it real. And check out my music on Spotify. It's Anomaly, AN0, the number 0, MALY. That's all you got to search, Anomaly, AN0, MALY. Subscribe to me on Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon, and have a beautiful day. I'll be back with more reports soon.
Looking at his Instagram, it really makes you think. Flow like an animal, they try to say I'm a radical, cause I'm cool like Barry Manilow. They be some cannibals doing rituals, it's magical, taking money out your capital, yeah. Predatory loans, taking out your home, take a vaccine, chill. I don't want a pill, this is not a drill. I don't want a chip, I don't want a deal. I'll be independent, I like my amendments, I don't want to bend it. I don't want to sentence, I am on a vengeance, I will not regret it. I am not defenseless, all my friends protected, yeah. We let the enemy get too friendly. Now we quarantine like Julian inside the embassy. Pray.